Did you know there are 5 hidden factory settings on your Chevrolet that become more dangerous with every single mile past 80,000? GM turned them all on before your truck left the factory. At low mileage, they cause wear. At high mileage, they target the exact components most likely to fail, and the repair bills that follow start at thousands. Today, I am exposing all 5. Turn them off now. Let's go. Setting number 1. Oil life monitor trusted too long on a high mileage engine. The VVT system does not run on electricity or computer signals alone. It runs on oil pressure. Specifically, clean, low-viscosity oil pressure delivered through small solenoid valves called VVT solenoids that open and close to advance or retard your camshaft timing on demand. These solenoids have extremely tight internal tolerances. The oil passages feeding them are narrow. They are completely dependent on oil that is clean enough to flow through those passages instantly when the computer requests a timing change. Here is where your factory oil life monitor becomes a direct threat at high mileage. The algorithm was calibrated for an average engine under average conditions. It was not calibrated for a high mileage engine that has accumulated deposits on internal surfaces, has slightly worn seals allowing more blow-by gases into the oil, and has an oiling system working harder than it was at 20,000 miles. When oil degrades past its protective window in a high mileage engine, the first casualties are always the smallest passages. Sludge and varnish deposits accumulate inside the VVT solenoid screens before they accumulate anywhere visible. The solenoid starts responding slowly. Then it sticks in one position. Then it stops responding entirely. When that happens, your camshaft locks into a fixed timing position. The engine runs rough. Fuel economy drops noticeably. Power disappears under acceleration. The computer logs a trouble code and your check engine light fires. The diagnosis comes back as a stuck VVT solenoid or a failed camshaft phaser. The repair on a 5.3 Silverado starts at $800 for the solenoid alone and climbs past $2,000 when the phaser itself requires replacement. The entire failure chain starts with oil that stayed in the engine 2,000 miles too long because the factory monitor said it was still fine. Forum owners on solvereduciera.com who have documented VVT failures consistently identify oil change intervals beyond 5,000 miles as the primary contributing factor in every case traced to root cause. The damage happens invisibly. No warning, no noise. Just deposits quietly accumulating in passages you cannot see until the day a trouble code fires and you are looking at a repair bill for a component most owners have never heard of. The fix is straightforward. On a high-mileage Chevrolet, treat the oil life monitor as a ceiling. Change full synthetic oil at 5,000 miles regardless of what percentage the display shows. The solenoid screens cannot clean themselves. They can only stay clean if the oil feeding them never gets dirty enough to leave deposits. At high mileage, your engine cannot afford the margin of error the factory interval assumes it still has. Setting number 2. Transmission temperature display never activated. Your Silverado, Tahoe, or Suburban has a 6-speed or 8-speed automatic transmission that generates significant heat every time it operates under real-world conditions. On a flat road with no load at steady highway speed, that heat is managed adequately by an external transmission cooler mounted at the front of the vehicle. Under conditions that actually represent how most Chevrolet owners drive, including hills, loaded beds, towing, stop-and-go traffic, and elevated ambient temperatures, the heat load climbs to levels the external cooler was not designed to manage alone. Here is the compounding problem for high-mileage owners specifically. There is a thermal bypass valve on your transmission cooler lines. It was designed to help transmission fluid warm up faster in cold weather by routing fluid away from the external cooler until operating temperature is reached. The idea is reasonable. The execution aged badly. This valve fails by sticking closed as it accumulates wear and deposits over time. The failure window documented consistently across owner forums is between 80,000 and 100 and 20,000 miles. That is precisely the mileage range most high-mileage Chevrolet owners are driving in right now. When the valve sticks closed, transmission fluid stops flowing through the external cooler entirely. It recirculates through the transmission internals with nowhere to shed the heat it is accumulating. Fluid temperatures climb past 200 degrees, past 210, Forum owners who caught this with a temperature monitor documented fluid hitting 220 degrees or higher on trucks that felt completely normal and showed no warning lights from the driver's seat. At those temperatures, transmission fluid that should last 50,000 miles degrades in a fraction of that distance. Clutch pack surfaces accelerate their wear rate. The fluid loses its lubricating and cooling properties ahead of schedule, and the owner has no idea any of this is happening because GM chose not to display transmission temperature on the main instrument cluster by default. On most 2000 A&D 14 through 2000 A&D 18 Silverados and Tahoes, you can activate the transmission temperature readout by pressing the tow haul button on your shifter and navigating through your driver information center pages using the steering wheel controls until you find the transmission temperature display. Normal operating range is 100 A&D 70 to 100 A&D 90 degrees Fahrenheit. If you are seeing 200 A&D 10 or above on a normal highway drive without a trailer, your bypass valve needs immediate attention. The valve replacement costs under $50 in parts. The transmission rebuild when the fluid finally breaks down completely starts at $3,000 and climbs past $5,000 on 8-speed units. GM built the temperature sensor. GM built the display capability into your DIC. They chose not to surface it by default. The data has been sitting in your truck the entire time. Turn that display on today and find out what your transmission has been living with. Quick pause. 2 settings in and your high-mileage Chevrolet has already been running a variable valve timing system fed by oil your factory intervals allowed to degrade, and a transmission that may be cooking its own fluid with no warning light in sight. Hit like and subscribe right now. 3 more settings coming up, including the one that has been cycling your most vulnerable engine components in ways they were never designed to survive at high mileage. Let's keep going. Setting number 3, active fuel management, left active at high mileage. If you have watched other Chevy content, you may have heard about AFM problems before. What most videos do not explain clearly is why AFM is specifically and measurably more dangerous on a high mileage engine than it is on a new one, and why the risk profile changes fundamentally as mileage accumulates on these components. When your Silverado, Tahoe, or Suburban left the factory, the 16 collapsible AFM lifters inside the engine were new. The oil passages feeding the valve lifter oil manifold were clean and unrestricted. The tolerances between the collapsing lifter components were within factory specification. The oil film protecting those components during each collapse and re-engagement cycle was full-strength fresh synthetic, flowing freely through clean passages. At high mileage, none of those conditions apply at the same level anymore. The lifters have already completed hundreds of thousands of collapse and re-engagement cycles against camshaft lobes that have themselves experienced the same accumulated wear. Microscopic wear exists on the roller tips and the collapsing mechanism inside each lifter. The oil passages in the valve lifter oil manifold have accumulated deposits from every oil change interval that ran close to the factory recommendation. The oil film protecting those components is working harder because internal clearances have opened slightly from normal use. What this means in practice is that a high-mileage engine running FM is operating 16 already worn components in conditions that are measurably worse than when the engine was new, while subjecting them to the identical cycling stress as before. The failure pattern that forum documentation from gmtrucks.com and silveradosierra.com shows developing between 80,000 and 100 and 50,000 miles is not random mechanical bad luck. It is the predictable outcome of cycling worn components past their remaining mechanical margin. The repair starts at $3,000 for lifter replacement alone and climbs past $7,000 when the camshaft is damaged by metal debris circulating through the oiling system before the failure is caught. On a high-mileage engine, the smart and documented move is to disable FM before that failure window arrives rather than after. A plug-in OB2 disabler from Range Technology costs approximately $60 and connects to your diagnostic port under the dash. It stops the computer from commanding cylinder deactivation from the moment you plug it in. The collapsible lifters remain in the engine, but they stop cycling. They stop accumulating additional wear cycles on components that are already operating without the mechanical margin they had at 20,000 miles. $60 now versus $7,000 later is not a difficult calculation, but most high-mileage Chevrolet owners never make it. because they do not know the risk profile changes as dramatically as it does at this mileage. Setting number 4. Transmission adaptive settings never reset. This is one of the least discussed failure contributors on high-mileage Chevrolets, and it is quietly destroying automatic transmissions in vehicles that appear to be running fine. Your automatic transmission uses a torque converter to transfer engine power through fluid coupling at lower speeds. At highway cruising speeds, a clutch inside the converter locks up mechanically to eliminate efficiency losses and reduce heat generation. The factory calibration of when this clutch engages and disengages was established for a new vehicle with fresh fluid and no learned adaptations. That calibration was not established for a high-mileage transmission, whose fluid has been heat cycled thousands of times, whose internal clutch surfaces have accumulated normal wear from years of operation, and whose adaptive module has been shaped by driving patterns accumulated over 50,000 to 100,000 miles of real-world use. Here is what develops on a high-mileage Chevrolet when the adaptive transmission has never been reset and converter clutch calibration has drifted from its original baseline. Under light throttle at highway speeds, typically between 35 and 50 miles per hour, the torque converter clutch attempts to engage. Engine load fluctuates slightly as it always does in normal driving. The clutch cannot hold the engagement cleanly against worn surfaces and degraded fluid. It releases, re-engages, releases again. Owners feel this as a shudder or vibration under light throttle on the highway, particularly noticeable during long, steady highway runs. Most dismiss it as road surface variation, tire wear, or just something old trucks do. It is none of those things. It is the converter clutch cycling rapidly and depositing friction material from the clutch lining into the transmission fluid on every engagement and release cycle. That debris does not stay local. It circulates through the entire transmission, depositing on every surface it contacts and accelerating wear on solenoids, clutch packs, and valve body components throughout the unit. The compounding problem is that as the fluid fills with this debris, it becomes progressively less capable of protecting the surfaces that are generating the debris in the first place. It is a self-accelerating failure cycle that ends in a transmission rebuild. The fix requires 2 steps done in the correct sequence. First, a fluid and filter service to remove contaminated fluid and the particulate debris it carries before further damage occurs. Second, a transmission adaptive reset to clear shift patterns that have drifted from their calibration baseline. On most 2000 A&D 14 through 2000 A&D 19 Chevrolets, this reset is achievable with a $12 Bluetooth OBD adapter and a free diagnostic application. After the reset, drive gently and consistently for the first 500 miles to allow the transmission to build clean new shift patterns from a fresh baseline. Setting number 5. PCV system left unaddressed on a direct injection engine. Every modern Chevrolet with a direct injection engine, which includes the 5.3 Ecotec 3, the 3.6 V6, and most current 4-cylinder applications, has a structural design that creates a documented problem GM acknowledged in technical service bulletins without ever building a factory maintenance reminder to prevent it. Direct injection sprays fuel directly into the combustion chamber rather than through the intake port. This makes combustion more efficient and produces better EPA test numbers. It also means the intake valves, which used to receive a continuous wash of fuel mist on every intake stroke in older port injection designs, are now exposed only to incoming air and recirculated crankcase gases from the PCV system. Those gases carry a fine mist of oil vapor from normal blow-by. Without fuel washing over the intake valves, that oil mist bakes onto the valve surfaces with every combustion cycle. The deposits build gradually and consistently from the very first mile the engine runs. At 20,000 miles, they are cosmetic. At 50,000 miles, they begin affecting airflow around the valve edges. At 80,000 to 100,000 miles on a high-mileage Chevrolet that has never been addressed, those deposits restrict airflow enough to cause rough idle at cold start, hesitation on acceleration, reduced peak power, and measurably worse fuel economy that most owners attribute to general age and wear rather than a specific and addressable cause. GM issued technical service bulletins on multiple direct injection platforms acknowledging this buildup and recommending walnut blasting as the remediation. Walnut blasting involves removing the intake manifold and spraying crushed walnut shell media through the intake ports under pressure to abrade the carbon deposits off the valve surfaces without damaging the metal. The service costs $400 to $600 at shops equipped to perform it. On a high-mileage Chevrolet, where this has never been done, it represents restoration of airflow the engine has operated without for tens of thousands of miles. The preventative solution that stops the buildup from reaching critical levels is an oil catch can installed between the PCV valve outlet and the intake manifold, intercepting the oil vapor before it ever reaches the intake valves and collecting it in a small reservoir you empty every few thousand miles. Quality catch cans designed specifically for Chevrolet direct injection applications cost $150 to $250 installed. The catch can investment at any mileage pays for itself the first time it prevents a walnut blasting service. No warning light exists for intake valve carbon. No factory reminder will ever appear on your dashboard for this. The only way to address it is to know it is happening before the accumulated restriction becomes impossible to ignore. Closing 5 hidden settings. Every one of them running on your high-mileage Chevrolet right now, and every one of them more dangerous today than when the truck was new. The variable valve timing system starving on oil your factory intervals allowed to degrade. The transmission temperature GM chose not to surface while your bypass valve quietly cooked your fluid. Active fuel management cycling 16 already worn lifters past their remaining mechanical margin. The torque converter clutch depositing debris into your transmission fluid on every highway mile. And the direct injection carbon accumulating on your intake valves since the first mile with no warning and no factory reminder. Every one of these has a fix. Every fix is cheaper than the repair bill it prevents. Hit like and subscribe, drop your mileage in the comments. I will see you in the next one.